Okay, thank you everyone for coming. This is second student-led Law Society talk. So last week, Romayo did a talk about imprisonment for public protection. Brilliant, great. And since then, following on from the mock trial about Nixon, today I'll be talking about the impacts of Donald Trump's presidency on UK law and international relations. So this is more combined with politics and economics and business, but law is everywhere. So why this matters? So the US and the UK have historically always been, well, more or less, aligned on legal, political, and economic frameworks. So politics, law, and economics are interlinked, and the change on one will have an effect on the other. So as we know, US is very powerful and influential. And Donald Trump's re-election has several positive and negative effects. And just a disclaimer, these are not my own views. These are just some of the policies that we'll be taking a look at. So let's just start with trade relations and tariffs. So as you know, yesterday, on the 12th of March, the US imposed a 25% tariff on imports of steel and aluminium, and this has prompted the UK and other countries to negotiate economic deals to avoid harm, which other countries as Canada and the EU have sort of started a trade retaliations, but the UK hasn't decided that yet. So this could make UK steel less competitive globally, which raises concerns on market distortion and anti-competitive practices, which is a challenge to anti-competition laws. Now, the UK has the right to challenge these tariffs at the World Trade Organization and anti-discrimination practices. However, they have always been slow against challenges against the US, and really ineffective in reversing protectionist measures. So another effect on regulatory policies. So Trump's America First approach, which basically, it's in the name, puts America first, it delays the free trade progress. Under Biden, talks have stalled about bilateral trade agreements. I mean, obviously there has been, but really, now under Trump, the US demands more access to UK agriculture and pharmaceuticals, which some of them clash against UK food and safety and healthcare laws and regulations. But Trump's focus on bilateral trade deficits makes securing a favorable FTA harder. Now, the US, which some of these challenges is that the US seeks UK acceptance of chlorinated chicken and hormone-treated beef, which violates UK food safety laws, as Trump's policies have challenged these regulations. And the Food Standards Act of 1999 prevents lowering health regulations to accommodate trade partners. Now, UK farmers and consumer groups oppose changing standards due to public health and animal welfare laws. US pharmaceutical companies also now want the UK to extend drug patent protections, which increases costs for the NHS and pharmaceutical companies. So now the legal issue here is UK's National Institute for Health and Care Excellence sets strict price controls, which could conflict and contradict with US-based market-based pricing. Now, international relations. So Trump's re-election has made a positive effect, made EU countries grow closer, and his protectionist policies discouraged US companies from investing abroad because, the America First policy, and could affect US-UK foreign direct investment. But additionally, Trump has also pledged to withdraw in 2025 from the global climate agreement, to climate change, which could impact the UK as it makes it harder to enforce the policies under Paris agreements, as if other countries such as China and India see that the US doesn't really want to adhere to the policies made, they won't want to either. But I mean, as well, it just makes it very difficult to legally enforce pledges and other countries' commitments. Even more difficult. And immigration laws. So Trump's new immigration laws include tightened visa requirements for foreign workers. Now, this could have an impact on the UK professionals, as obviously it would make it harder for UK professionals to move to America, which as they have legal immigration hurdles, and it just is more difficult. So UK firms with operations in the US may struggle to secure work visas for employees, but obviously as Trump has only come into power fully quite recently, we'll have to see with that. Now, here are some positive effects. So since the US immigration rules have become stricter, visa laws, this could redirect skilled workers from around the world to the UK and strengthen tech, finance, and healthcare industries. And if the UK does introduce more flexible visas, which I know during Labour they have been, it could, again, attract more skilled workers to the UK. And this has been just a short overview on how Trump's recent re-election can affect the UK and overall international relations with the US. And this is it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you. Any questions?
Do you think that Trump's tariffs on countries, do you think they'll be permanent?
Permanent? I think it's quite difficult to say right now. I mean,